One of the biggest challenges with file server security is identifying folders where permissions have become too broad over time. And this is especially dangerous when those folders contain sensitive business information. In the Lepide Data Security Platform, we have specific reports that will enable you to identify files and folders with excessive permissions. Let's navigate to it now. What you're going to do is come into Lepide Trust, look for our risk analysis folder, and then select the excessive permissions by object report. Once this report is generated, you'll be able to see the structure of the file server here. In this example, we're looking at our file server, and you'll be able to select a folder. We've selected our finance folder in our financial services folder to look at in this example. In this window at the top, you can see the breakdown of the subfolders in the files. And in this bottom right, you can see the actual content in that folder and whether that content is sensitive. So this is the window we want to look at today. This report automatically highlights folders where users have permissions beyond what is typically required, permissions that we would deem to be excessive. We can see users here with full control. We can see users with partial affected permissions like change permissions, take ownership, delete access, that kind of thing. And obviously what makes this particularly important for us is that we know that this folder contains sensitive information, including payment card information and personally identifiable information as well. So we can prioritize the highest risk permissions, the highest risk folders, when we come to look at excessive permissions. So in here, we can see a bunch of ticks, a bunch of red ticks, a bunch of green ticks, and a bunch of blank spaces. So what this means, a tick of any color in any of these columns indicates that the user has permissions to do that particular action on that folder and its contents. If they don't have a tick, they don't have those permissions. So when we're looking at the columns, we're looking at things like list folder, read data, create files, write data, append data, specific permissions to do specific things. Now, green ticks indicate that they have the permission and that they've used the permission in the given time period. In this example, we've got our report set to 30 days, but you might want to set yours further back, so just to be more accurate and less disruptive if you do change permissions. But what we can see with green ticks is that they are using that permission. They have the permission and they're using it. That's great. That's fine. A red tick, however, indicates that they have the permission and they're not using it. And they haven't used it at all during that time period that we set. This is what we would deem to be an excessive permission. So we've got a couple of different examples here. We've got Justin Hammer and we've got Kelly Maxwell. Justin has full control, that's his effective permission, and he's got entirely red ticks across all of the permission sets. This means that whilst he has full control, he's not even accessed, he's done nothing with this folder and its contents in our given time period. That to me is a nice easy use case of let's revoke those permissions to that folder, and should he need them in the future, he can request it. Kelly has used a certain set. She's got full control as well, essentially, as her effective permission, but she's not used it. She's only used a certain section. So in an ideal world, if we can get rid of these particular permissions on this folder, leave her the ones that she's using, that would be the dream. And with Lepide, we can do that. We can make those detailed decisions, and we can do it at scale, and we can do it in an automated fashion through policies. That's using Lepide Protect. That's this other product here. I'll go into that in a different video because that's a whole topic of its own. But for the purposes of this video, with this report, across all of the folders, all the files you want to see, it becomes really simple to identify users that have excessive permissions and to start making those detailed folder level decisions on what access should look like so that you can achieve or head towards a zero trust or least privilege environment.